Good morning, everyone. It's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So the first thing I want to talk to y'all about, surprise, surprise, is H-1B lottery. So we know the H-1B lottery closed last week, that Monday. So that was the last time that you could enter to be a part of the lottery. I have been dutifully stalking my USCIS account to see when they were going to run the lottery because they don't really tell us. So they started running it late last week, like Thursday, Friday-ish. So I've been stalking my account all weekend, and as have my colleagues, so it's not just me. But yeah, so we have seen that some folks have been selected in the H-1B lottery. So if you have not logged into your My USCIS account, please do so. You know that you have been selected in this year's lottery if your status changes from submitted to selected. If it is showing selected, that means you were selected in the lottery, you were chosen, you can now move forward and file your full H-1B application. If it is still saying submitted, you just want to leave it there. They may, no guarantee ever, but they may run a second lottery later. Usually, if they do it generally around July-ish, after they get the first batch in and counted and what have you. But if it says submitted, it means that you have not been selected yet, so just hold on. However, if you have not been selected in this first round, and they haven't told us, they haven't told us anything about it yet, so we don't know when they will officially be done making these selections. But now is the time to think about your plan B. What does it look like if you don't get selected in the lottery? So think about your plan B if your status is still showing as submitted. The next thing I want to talk to you all about is the Cuban, Haitian, Nicaraguan, and Venezuelan parole program that is set to end on April 24th, 2025, so next month, very soon. What we have seen coming out in the past couple of days are notice of intent to revoke notices have been sent out to people that were admitted under this parole program. And so the notice essentially says that your parole is ending as of April 24th, 2025. Is the employment authorization document, or EAD. So if you are an employee and you are working and you provided as part of your work authorization to your employer your EAD from this parole program, that is no longer going to be valid on April 24th. And if you are an employer, you want to make sure that you know who in your team, or who on your team rather, is working pursuant to an EAD for this particular parole program, because that EAD will no longer be valid as of April 24th, 2025, next month. So, you want to start thinking about your plan B. If you are eligible for another status, now is the time to have that conversation with an immigration attorney who can help walk you through that. The next thing I want to talk to you all about this morning is really the result of questions that I've been getting this past week about files being transferred to different offices. So the application is filed, we get a receipt notice. The receipt notice tells us which office is, processing the application. And then maybe a week or two, maybe 3 weeks later, we get another notice that says the file has been transferred to a different USCIS office. So don't panic when you get that transfer notice. Transfer notices are not inherently bad. It is not necessarily a bad sign of something in your case. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes it means that files are transferred to help even out the workload within the agency and within the different offices. So recently we have seen individuals who have been separated from their government service, and we are, the government is also in the middle of a hiring freeze. So those two things means, potentially that there are fewer people in an office to process the applications that we are filing. So to the extent that they can, one of the things that they will do is they will transfer files to different offices, to really try to even out that workload. So a transfer notice is not always a bad thing. Don't panic when you get a transfer notice. The next thing I want to talk to you all about is the EB-1 Extraordinary Ability Green Card. So the EB-1 Extraordinary Ability Green Card is a first preference green card application. You, as the employee, you can self-sponsor, or you can have your employer sponsor. So you have that option. You don't have to go it alone. Your employer can certainly sponsor that application for you. You need to show 3 of the 10 criteria. I always tell my clients, the more the merrier. So if you meet 6 of the criteria, then we're going to show all 6, right? We're going to show as many as we can. The more the merrier. But at a minimum, you have to show 3 of them. And so the criteria, while they're all slightly different, all speak to your achievements in the field, in your chosen field, in your chosen industry. And it's focusing on showing the Immigration Service through documents. Generally, these documents are going to be coming from third parties who do not have a dog in the fight in your application. But these individuals and these documents show that people in your industry know you either personally or they know who you are based on the high caliber of your work and your impact in the industry. So that's really what sort of if I had to boil down the 10 criteria, what they are going for. So again, you can self-sponsor, you can have your employer sponsor you, but you at a minimum need to meet the 3 of the 10 criteria for EB-1A Extraordinary Ability Green Card. So that is all I have for you this Monday morning. If you have any questions about whether or not you qualify for an EB-1 Extraordinary Ability Green Card, your Plan B for your H-1B, maybe you submitted your own H-1B into the lottery, now you need someone to help you actually get that filed, feel free to give our office a call. We're happy to set up a consultation with you, see how we can help you. And that's all I have for this Monday morning. Have a great Monday morning and a beautiful rest of your week.